Hello guys, welcome to Daddy Share Space and welcome to my channel. So today I'm coming to you with a short little video just giving you guys an update on my goal to having a complete Festool shop. And today's about the sanders. This is the array of sanders that I've collected thus far. So starting on my right, we have the Rotex 90, which was, I believe, my last purchase of 2024. I have the Rotex 150, which I purchased because of my research and finding out that having a 6-inch pad, which is the 150 millimeter pad, is, I think it's around 33% more sanding capacity than your typical 5-inch sander, which means that you're going to spend less time sanding. So this is the first sander that I purchased, and it has been a great sander thus far for me. And after purchasing that, obviously I filled out my collection a little bit more. Now right here I have one of two of my recent additions. This is the cordless DTS 400 sander that I've added to my shop. And then I have the DTS sander, which I bought on a deal where you would get the sandpaper set, which usually runs about $200 with it. So this is the DTS corded model. And then here, which is my other newest sander, this is the RTS, the rectangular base cordless sander. And then again, last year, I believe it was, I bought the corded DTS sander. Here is the first cordless sander that I purchased. I bought this in the most expensive kit available, which came with battery and also the adapter, the ergo adapter. And then rounding out my sanding collection is my ETS 150/3. Now, I've mentioned in a video before, I wanted to get the 5, and if I would have got the 5, I maybe would not have bought the 3. But being that I bought the 3, this was what Festool offered on a deal where I was able to get the sanding sustainer with it. So I had my starter sanding paper. Hindsight 2020, I would, if I could do it over again, I would have just got the 5 and just paid the extra $100 because it was about $100 off by getting this sander and the sanding sustainer. So my goal over my channel with this collection of sanders is obviously to utilize them in different projects and things that I have planned in my mind and going into the future, and then also to report back to you guys who happen to view this channel and tell you my honest opinion, my honest unsponsored opinion about what I think about each one of these tools, whether I would buy it again, whether you know, things that I think it's good at, things that I think it's bad at, if I have a bad experience. All of that information I plan on you know, serving that up here on my YouTube channel. Now just kind of giving a little overview. This particular sander here, I used it most recently on a project I think I was making for my wife, and I like the size. Now with this particular sander, there's a Milwaukee equivalent. Well, it's not a one-to-one equivalent. It's shaped like this, but it doesn't have the gear molded function. And I did consider getting that. I mean, this particular sander is probably about $500. Well, it used to be $575. I think all of Festool tools, or a lot of them, have gone up in price. Again, I do plan on doing a video about that in the future, going over the different price changes that I've noticed that Festool has done as of December 2024. But anyways, this is a very versatile sander. Obviously, I can take the head off. I can put on a Delta pad, which gives me the ability to get in tight spaces. There's an adapter to make a longer Delta head, which I have not picked up as of yet. I believe it's about $40. I do plan on getting that. I also do plan on getting the different types of heads, because you've got a soft head and then you've got a firm or hard pad, which they both handle different types of applications. The Rotex 150, obviously my upgrades for this is going to be, I'm going to get that front handle that goes on here. I think it's about $26. And then I'm going to get the other pads for this as well, for this one. I may even get the buffing type equipment for these sanders. I'm not 100% sure. Now, This particular sander here, obviously the Rotex does have the Delta head that you can use, but it's not as big of a surface area as this particular Delta pad. So, and the times when I do want to cover more ground, I'll be utilizing this particular sander, and being able to get in those corners is going to be ideal. I can also see myself using this if like I'm doing some kind of a drywall project, being that it's obviously cordless, and you know, it's the weight is inconsequential to me. Now this particular purchase is obviously going to be primarily for regular in the shop, going like if I have a project that I want to sand over time, or where, you know, battery concerns are going to be an issue. You know, obviously the cordless sanders like this one, and this one are going to be primarily for, you know, short, small jobs, because I don't plan on having a huge collection of the ergo batteries to run them. If in a perfect world, so when I bought the corded versions, and actually I am missing a sander here, give me 1 second. Yep, here it is, the last one. All right, so this is obviously the corded ETS sander. Now, so going back, the cordless sanders I plan on, let's put those all together. The cordless sanders, I plan on using those for, you know, smaller jobs. And getting back, what triggered that is, if my money had come in a little bit differently, there is a chance that I would have only purchased the 3 cordless sanders with the adapters. However, when you consider the cost analysis of that, if you bought all 3 of these cordless sanders with the full kit, you are talking about, let's round it up to $700. You're talking about a total of $2,100 for these sanders with the 2 sets of batteries and the actual wired adapter for these 3 sanders, versus if you buy these 3 sanders corded, if you know you're not going to need cordless. Originally these would be $900, but now they've gone up by 15 bucks a piece, so that's what, now you're talking about 945 bucks without tax for these 3 sanders. So you're talking over double the price to get the corded option. And who knows, these may get phased out as they've moved on to these EC, the ETS EC versions coming in using the regular Festool battery. So there is a chance that they may even phase these out. So I wanted to go ahead and get my hands on them, and it's just the way that things flowed for me. As I'm building out my Festool channel here, it just worked out for me to go ahead and decide to just go ahead and invest in the corded versions up front, and that's what I did. And then I broke down later, I believe it was, to get the cordless sander, and you know, it just kind of opened the floodgates. Many of you that buy Festool tools, you already know it's kind of like once you buy one, you want to get more, and sometimes you can get into the collector status where you want to, you know, collect them all. I do see ideas for using all of these sanders and putting them all into use for different reasons. Even, you know, if you decided to get the ETS 125 in addition to the 150, even though these 2 sanders can cover probably everything you would need, I still see an option for being able to add in that 125 and slot it into your arsenal, simply because there may be times where this is too big, but you also want to sand more area than this. So there's always a reason to make an excuse to do things. However, I know not everybody is in a position to have the money to be able to make decisions and choices like that. And this is by no means a opportunity to try to essentially boast or brag or anything like that. It's more, for me, I look at this as a public service. When you go back and look at the origins of YouTube, it was just regular people before Google bought them. It's just regular people uploading all kinds of their own videos, and different people partook of the viewing of those videos. And so I personally would like to continue that tradition, but I'm also happy about the fact that with Google purchasing YouTube, they have made a mechanism where content creators like myself can possibly receive some money by sharing their life, by sharing different things. There are people that just do total talking head videos, and they make, coin from sharing their opinions and sharing their experiences. Mine just happens to be a little bit more tangible, but as I've spoken before on a previous video, I will be adding a podcast to this channel. I'm just trying to get the structure down and how I want to flow with it, because I want to be able to go in whatever direction I feel like I want to go in with this channel and just get as creative as I possibly can. I do feel like personally, I have a very unique personality in that, almost anything I see, I want to try to do. If I feel like it holds some kind of value. These are tools, and these tools make the job that they do simpler. It's easier to do this than it is to hand sand things. And as many of you guys know, there's a purpose behind the random orbit. There's a purpose behind the Delta. There's a purpose behind the DTS. And there's also a purpose behind the Rotex. And there's a reason to use corded. There's a reason to use cordless. All of these things are true. There's a reason to have a sander that's a little bit more comfortable to sand over time. All of these things are true. Not everybody has the opportunity to have a collection of sanders like this. I understand that. And don't take offense. It's just whatever it is that is best for you. I hope that as I grow as a woodworker and I share my experiences, maybe that'll help a person that has a little bit less money to kind of narrow in on what they should or want to buy. Anyways, I want to wrap up this sanding video. This has just been an update of my path to having a complete Festool shop. There are still plenty of tools that I hope to get in the future as long as I stay gainfully employed, and I will be sharing that on this YouTube channel as long as I am able. All right, guys, I want to thank you for taking time to watch the video, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care.